So tomorrow's the day. We got the Lightning bot from Copart. We got it all paid for. It's time to go pick it up. Been a little bit of a snafu. I was supposed to have been picking it up earlier, but the trucker couldn't get the keys. Somehow, some way, Copart lost the keys. So here we go on the first leg of our trip, headed to Dallas to pick up the Lightning. We got all the truck loaded. We got Cooper, we got Bentley. They're in the back. You guys ready? Cooper, you ready to go? We've got the trailer hooked up. We've got our navigation set. I think we're ready to go.
Looks like it.
Our first stop is in Bristow. It looks like 111 miles, about 2 hours. Shows 4% when we get there. That's kind of scary.
I thought you had a lot of confidence in the,
oh, yeah.
in the GOM.
Oh yeah, I do have confidence. Never mind, we're good. Okay, so the current situation with our trip is we still show 130 miles of range, 24 miles to go to our next charger. The next charger is showing we're going to have 48% battery when we get there. So I'm considering skipping it and going on to Oklahoma City. It shows we'll have 9%. Do I skip the next charger? Do I not? I know there's a rule. What's the rule? A, B, C. Always be charging. The good thing is between the Electrify America and the Francis Energy stop, there's about 3 other stops. So we have plenty of opportunity to stop, but yeah, thinking about skipping the next one.
So at this point in the trip, we were contemplating, do we play it safe and stop at the EA in Bristow, or do we risk it all and push on towards Oklahoma City? As the trip progressed, I realized if I want to run 80 miles an hour, I'd have to stop at a Francis Energy on the turnpike near Chandler. You're probably thinking, why didn't you just slow down and maybe make it to Oklahoma City? Well, the simple answer is I want to be able to drive my truck no different than a gas truck. I had stopped at this charger many times before, and normally it's great. Easy trailer parking, good food, but little did I know the fiasco it was about to become.
Okay, we got it plugged in. No account found. Hey, bingo, we got an initiating. That's great. Now let's see what kind of speeds we're going to get today. So I'm trying 3 one more time. Charging failed. Strike number 2. We're moving. Initiating. Charging failed. I sure hope we don't have a problem with the truck since that last update. Well, we're going to move to station number 4. We may be going to Oklahoma City after all. No, it's charging at a whopping 30. Okay, charger number 5, which is the 4th attempt for us. If this doesn't work, we're going to have to move on. Charging failed. 11 minutes, and we got 6 kilowatts. That's terrible. So, first charging stop was an absolute bust, and I've not had that happen.
And it's a good thing that there's another charger close by. But
yeah, very good thing.
Kind of out of luck if we get there and we have the same issues.
Well, there's actually a whole bunch of them coming up. We're coming into Oklahoma City, but if you had been 100 miles, I think you'd have kind of been SOL without a paddle. You know, the creek would have been looking pretty abysmal. Okay, so we're back on the road without a charge. Called Discover Card, make sure it wasn't our credit card declining, and she showed 3 good charges, 3 good pending processes there. Then I called Francis Energy, and they're not very helpful, but I don't know that it's their fault, the operator on the other end. I'm going to say that it probably is the fault of the way they have it set up. They don't have much control over what they see at the station. All he could tell me is that it was green. We didn't get a charge. We're back on the road with no charge. I got fumes.
What do we have?
I got a digital electrical fumes.
59 miles.
Actually, we have 59 miles to go and 54 miles of range. I'm not sure if that's accurate. Let me see what the navigation says. So to get to our next stop is 58 miles and the truck says we have 54.
So we gotta slow down.
We gotta slow down. We gotta slow down and let that grow. Needs a little water, needs a little sun. Let it grow.
After driving to Oklahoma City, we realized that the Walmart EA stop and more just isn't going to happen, as we were about 10 miles short of making it. So we reluctantly decided to stop at the last drop, which is an infamous Francis Energy stop in Oklahoma City. I was hopeful when it first ramped up to 80 kilowatts, but it only lasted about 15 minutes and then just died, completely living up to those plug share reviews. I was so done with Francis Energy at this point. We got back on the road and headed to the Electrify America stop and more, knowing it has been sketchy at best.
All right, so we've been here about 46 minutes. The charger actually running pretty good. Running about 130. It tapered off to 112. We're at 78%, 46. We don't see much faster speeds or times than that. At least it worked. The last stop didn't even work. We're gonna get on the road. We gotta go to Ardmore. It says we're at 46% when we get to Ardmore, so I don't think we'll have any problems there. Gonna unplug, hit the road, hit the trailer back up, and check in with you next stop.
I don't normally get frustrated, but at this point in the day, that was the first good charging stop we had. The charging network in this country needs addressed. The truck works great, but the chargers need to work. That's the biggest problem with chargers in this country. That's going to be the biggest problem with EV adoption: charging time and chargers that work. And at this point in the night, we were both tired. We knew we had 2 more stops to make and didn't want to deal with any more issues.
That's a magic dock, guys. Kind of excited about it. And it's wonderful because there's like 18 of them. They all work. Let's see how good of speeds we get out of this thing. So it's Saturday. We're leaving the Motel 6. What a wonderful stay those are. Better than camping. We're headed to get the truck now. We had a supercharger experience with Tesla
Turn
last
left
night,
on West Pleasant Ridge Road.
and that was very pleasant. It worked. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all?
That's all it needs to do is just work, especially after yesterday's experience. We just need it to work. As CCS charging people, not just Lightning owners, know they don't work. 2 miles from the next big thing, or 2 miles from the biggest headache we've ever had.
1/2 mile.
Somebody else decided this is not worth building. Not us. We picked it.
Right lane, then turn
You always
right.
have that sense of, okay, we'll see. It's a crapshoot, like what I got myself into here. How bad is it?
Turn right.
You
at
know,
the traffic
you
light,
always get that
then turn
anxiety at
right.
first when you first buy one. Like, how bad is it? But really, it doesn't matter. I've done it so many hundreds of times now that it doesn't matter how bad it is. You just fix it and go on. I mean, whatever it needs is whatever it needs. The electric adds a little bit of additional stress to that, but not terrible. There it is.
Where is
There
my
she is. Boy, it needs some body work. Somebody misled me that there's a dent in the fender. Let's see how bad we are. Looks like we're gonna need a wheel. We have one of those though. Little pull on the frame. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, this is nice. I wasn't expecting the door over here. I'll have to do a little body work there. Was expecting the fender. This side's clean. The light bar is good. That's good. They'll run that through warranty, because that's under recall right now. It's too bad that this is bad.
What is this?
This is a deck system. This has got the huge drawers that pull out, and you can still use your bed. Spare tire's missing. I can see that that's gone underneath there.
That looks like the frame is definitely.
No, this is good. This is just the bed, the inner and outer side of the bed. I was planning on fixing that. It's dirty. They've been sitting at Copart for a while. It all looks good.
The front grill is gone.
There's 2 insurance companies that force them to pull the keys.
Oh, you broke it! Has a little more damage than I thought after looking at it again, but not much. Looks like that the axle is missing on the left front.
Just gone.
It's not there. A lot of times they put the parts for the insurance teardown in the bed, which a lot of times they'll do an insurance teardown to find out how much percentage of damage there is to get an accurate estimate if they're going to total them or not. Our current truck, the 22 that we're driving, it did not make sense why it was totaled. It didn't have enough damage, no frame damage. The new one, it's understandably. It has a little frame bit on the left front. We'll have that pulled. That or we'll buy a new frame. Whichever makes sense. It has a few airbags below. Just sort of better replacing those. That's not a big deal. But when you start adding up frame damage and axles and airbags, it makes sense why that truck was totaled. But we should have less than 15 grand in fixing it. We just need to decide if we're going to repair that bed or if we're going to buy a whole new bed. This truck is wrecked exactly like I build them. You know, harder than the insurance companies would want to fix, but not so hard that it's not worth building. It says we're going to be home at 9 o'clock tonight. It's currently 1:30. We have 4 charging stops, and that might be conservative, but it could be right based on the fact that we're towing and we're getting 1.0 mile per kilowatt hour, which is pretty good considering running 75 miles an hour. It's a little heavy for stopping, but that would be the same on any truck. Had a couple of OS moments a while ago that worried me, but the truck, the brakings on this truck is wonderful. It really shut us down in a situation where I was grabbing the seat, if you know what I mean. I thought we were in trouble. We're wrecking this. We're going to be building 2 of them. But it stopped. I was impressed with that.
So we made it home Saturday night. Didn't get any video of the truck coming in or that. We were really tired by the time we got home. Got the truck in the shop and started looking at the parts list that we're going to need. Made a preliminary list. Couldn't get the truck off the trailer because, as I mentioned in the first of the video, we didn't have any keys. Did a really thorough investigation inside the truck, trying to find any clues that you might have to find the original owner. Sometimes there'll be information in there. Sometimes you're lucky enough there'll even be a phone number. There was a name on the title. So we got on Facebook and tried to look that person up. Did find a name, contacted them through Messenger and didn't get any reply. And ended up calling Copart the next week and did get a key. They actually pulled it out of the truck. I've never had that happen before. They pulled it out of the truck and brought it in the office. And when I called, she was super nice. She walked me through their policy. So learned a little bit after hundreds of vehicles we bought on Copart. They've never pulled a key out on us before, but they pulled the key, took it in the office. They FedExed it to me, we got it. You can't just go use the bi-directional scanner that we have to make new keys on this new stuff. You can copy, if you already have 2 keys, you can copy and make a 3rd at home, but that doesn't work when you don't have any keys. You have to go back to the dealer. So saved us some money there. We started working through our Ford list to get all the parts that we needed. Tried to buy as much stuff as we can through eBay. Found a place, TLC Auto. Shout out to those guys. They have quite a few Lightning parts actually. There's some other sellers on eBay. Found a couple of salvage yards, but most everything come from our Ford warehouse. Ordered about $15,000 from them. Looks like it's going to be a couple $1,000s from the other sellers, so we should be under 20 grand building this truck all in. As you can see here below, we had about 20,000 or so in it from Copart, a couple $1,000s in fees and getting it home. So we should be in there around 42,000 in the truck when we're done. We're hoping it'll bring 48,000. So just an average build, pretty typical build. Really going to be a lot of fun. The thing is, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy building these trucks. It's a challenge. You know, like I showed you earlier, there's a little bit of frame damage. We're going to have to replace the entire bed after pulling that deck system out back and looking in there. The floor of the bed ripped up, so we ordered an entire new bed from Ford. That's something I haven't done before. We've always fixed or bought used beds, but there is no used beds for Lightning. White Lightning's available. They're just not out there yet. Should be a lot more video coming soon. So stay tuned, keep in touch. If you guys have feedback, please let me know. Like and subscribe if you like the video so far, and hopefully we'll talk to you guys soon.